This is the 2021 Washington football team win-loss projection video from the Sportsocracy. I'm Jeremy Greene of ESPN Radio. This is Tommy Bradley. Tommy, is there any team in the NFL that you look more differently at right now than you did 2 years ago than the Washington football team?
Not even close, no.
But with the addition of Chase Young and just how good the team is, I look at this team and I don't see any way that they don't win the division. And then they were given this. I look at the schedule and go, there are 10 damn near automatic wins on this schedule. It's not the easiest one in the league, but at the same time I was looking at it and go, there's nothing that jumps out to me. I mean, yes, you start with two of your first three are the Chargers and the Bills, but then you sprinkle in the Giants, the Falcons, and the Saints.
Yeah.
Then you get the Chiefs and the Packers. That's not great. And you're rewarded with the Broncos, Panthers, Seahawks, and Raiders. There's just no part of this schedule where I go, you have three really tough games in a row, anything like that. What was your biggest takeaway from the schedule release for the Washington football team?
It's really how they finished the season. I mean, you've got the Cowboys in Week 14, the Eagles in Week 15, Cowboys again in 16, Eagles again in 17, and then Week 18 is going to be the New York Giants. All five of those games, I can see them winning. So as long as they stay competitive through those couple of stretches where, like you said, in the first three games, and I think they will. And it's amazing what a difference one player can make. You know, in football, it's a team game. One player, can't make or break your team. But what Chase Young brought to that team in pass rushing off that side opens everything up for the D tackles that they've had there for a long time that have been solid players. For the other edge rushers they have, they got Jamin Davis, in the first round. He's going to fly around in the middle. I just love their defense. They were so good last year. They only got better, and that's going to keep them in every game. And if they come out with a solid record going into the last part of their season, I can see them going into the playoffs with a ton of momentum.
As could I. I look at this team and say in my opinion, the only team that could possibly steal the division from them is the Cowboys. Yeah. And I look at Washington getting 5 divisional games to end the regular season, and I actually think that's a benefit. You don't have to play the teams in your division but one time until the last month plus of the season. Yep. If we look at your breakdown of how the season goes, you have the Washington football team at 12-5, the Cowboys at 8-9, the Giants at 6-11, and the Eagles at 2-15. So you have the Washington football team winning this division, going into the divisional playoffs, and losing to the Green Bay Packers.
I do.
I don't hate that. I'm in a very similar boat, but I'm even a little more drastic than you are. I have Washington 11-6, tied with the Cowboys winning the tiebreaker to win the division. The Giants at 7-10 and the Eagles at 4-13. I have Washington going to the NFC Championship game.
And I don't disagree with that at all. And I think they have the talent to be able to do that 100%. The thing that it came down to for me is if the matchup that I had does play out with the Packers playing the Washington football team, I think the one player in this league that can neutralize their defense is Aaron Rodgers. The way that he can look at a defense before the snap, decide where he's going to go with the ball, decide which matchups are going to be the best, most advantageous for him, and get the ball out quickly. I think that can frustrate Chase Young. He's a all-time great as a young pass rusher so far, but with young pass rushers, they can get frustrated. If you go a couple of quarters and he can't touch Aaron Rodgers, he's going to get frustrated. And I think that it's the one kryptonite they could meet in the playoffs, but it would not surprise me at all if they end up going as far as you have them going.
The thing that's advantageous for them is that they get another crack at Tom Brady. I would say the Washington football team to me is the team that Tampa Bay wants to see the least in the playoffs. Yeah. Because the one way you can frustrate Tom Brady is to get in his face, and Washington's going to do that. I have them ultimately losing to the LA Rams, but I do think this is one of the best teams in the NFC. And this is a team that if we can get good Ryan FitzMagic, right, of which as a Jets fan, I got to see many years of FitzMagic, some good, some bad, and some in between.
Right.
The hope is that with these weapons, with this defense, he doesn't try to do too much. He gives them the ability to challenge you down the field. And I think Washington, to me, is the best team in the NFC East. This has been the Washington football team's 2021 win-loss projection video from the Sportsocracy. As always, we're brought to you by Wicked Weed Brewing. Be sure to check them out online at wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different.